Enterprise is clear for departure.
Hello everyone and welcome. TrekWorks here. Well, I'm doing some more work on the Enterprise D, and this is the lower half of the saucer section. I've painted this with 2 coats of black on the outside, no paint on the inside at all, just left it clear, and a nice coat of the hull color that I'm using, this gray. And what I'm doing now is I'm going to start scraping some of these windows out, and a couple of you guys mentioned that you wanted to see how that works, so I'll reposition the camera here a little bit and get an up-close view, and we'll start scraping some windows. Be right back with that in just a second. Okay, I've got my little magnifying light ready to go here, and I'm all zoomed in on this, and I'm going to start scraping some of these windows. I'm just using this little Exacto blade here, and again, just working really slow and taking my time, starting off in the middle here and working my way around. That's how I did the top half of the saucer. So let's do a couple windows here, and basically all I'm doing is coming in here and using my magnifying light to help me see here, and I'm just really lightly just scraping the paint off these little outlines of the windows that you see on the mold. Just trying to keep inside the lines. I'm doing these bigger square windows here that are at the very front, and like I said, just take my time and just work around. And then now I'm going to the second window here. Now you're going to get some little crumbs and stuff kind of falling off of this, and you have to stop every few seconds. And what I'm using here is this little blow gun, my compressed air, and I'll come along every few windows that I do here and just kind of clear that off of there, and that helps me to be able to see how they're looking. And again, looking at them underneath of this magnifying glass, they don't look perfect. I'm trying to go for a reasonably good clean edge all the way around, and but once you look at them in normal view without this huge magnifying light, they look pretty darn good. You have to get right up on top of this thing and look at it really close before you see that there's a little bit of imperfection on those, but just for display purposes and normal viewing, they look really, really good. I'll do a couple of these here for you, and then I'll stop and give you guys a little view of what it looks like. So at this point here, once I get these windows all scraped and completed on this lower saucer, I'll be doing the light work on that. In the next half of this video, I'll show you some of the lighting that I'm laying inside this. I'm doing most of the lighting with some LED tape, and I'll be doing some lighting with some small red and green single LEDs to give me the little navigation lights there at the top and the bottom of the saucer. I'm going to be doing that with some fiber optic. These windows here are a little bit larger. These are kind of these square windows that you see at the very front here. I couldn't even tell you what deck that's supposed to represent. I'm not that much knowledgeable about the Enterprise D, but these windows are definitely different than the narrow kind of slit windows that you see around the rest of the saucer here. So let me pull the light back here, and hopefully you can see that. They look really good. I mean, just from standing here looking at it and casual viewing at it, they look perfect. And so that's basically what you're trying to achieve here. You're just going to go around and do the there's a ring of windows, 2 rows of windows all the way around the circumference, and then there's these smaller windows and these little groupings here towards the center. And then there'll be a little bit to do on the I believe it's the Captain Jod here on the bottom, and then I've got to put the bridge assembly on the top of the saucer yet. I haven't finished that yet. So the same technique, but basically all the way around this thing, that's what you're doing. You're just going in and scraping that off of there. And I don't have my flashlight out here, otherwise I'd show you, but the light, well, maybe you can see that a little bit. The light comes through there really nice, and with the light behind it, it looks just like lit up windows. So that's what we're trying to do here. So anyway, that's window scraping 101 on the Enterprise D Clear model. I'll be back in the second half of the video here and show you, after I get done scraping these all out, I'll show you what it looks like, and then we'll start doing some lighting work on this saucer. I've got the primary hull pretty much finished up, so once I get the saucer done, things are going to be looking pretty good. The whole model should be in one piece. I'll be back just a little bit with a update and show you what that saucer looks like. See you then. Welcome back, everybody. Well, I've finished up scribing all the windows into this lower saucer section and painted on the phaser bank here. So what I'm going to be doing next is coming back and starting to do the lighting. We're going to be going with some LED tape. We're going to put it on the back side here on the inside and start making some circles and going around, and we'll have some nice pretty lights inside this thing. We'll be ready to start putting the saucer together. So I'll come back with that in just a second. I'll show you some of the LED lighting going in this. Alright, hey everybody, we're back, and here is the LED tape that's been mounted inside the saucer now. I've got the saucer just kind of sitting on top of the secondary hull. I'm doing a little bit of light leak work here on the pylons and at the bottom of the warp nacelles that I noticed, so I'm just tidying that up a little bit. But I've got this saucer mounted down on the top there now, just kind of sitting there. And these extra wires that you see here, I'll have those all trimmed down. I've got to take the saucer back off yet before I do a few more things, but all that wiring will be cleaned up. But that's what the tape looks like in there. I basically made a small circle here to light up the inner row of lights, and a bigger one out here to light up the outer ring of lights on the top and the bottom. And I've got one facing here towards the rear that'll light up the rear part of the saucer, and this one here in the center that lights up the bridge. So what I'm going to do now is I'll come back and put the lid on top of it, and I'll turn the power on and you guys can see what it looks like lit up. Okay everybody, well here it is with the saucer top put on. It's just laying on there, so you're seeing a little bit of a light leak around the edges there. That'll of course all be cleaned up once it's all glued together, but you can see that lighting really came out nice on this. It's lighting up nice and bright on the top and the bottom, and we've got all our windows in there. Really looks cool. And let me turn the light off all the way here so you can see the general effect. And wow, that's really cool. That's lit up really nice. And you can see the windows are all nice and even. Bridge area, I don't have the actual bridge little piece put on there yet, but that'll light up really nice as well. And here's the view of the back side. You can see we've got a little navigation lights there at the back, and the shuttle bay doors aren't in place yet there, so you're seeing a little bit of light coming through that open port. But couple little light leaks to fix here and there. But really cool. I'm really happy with it, and that's nice and bright, and that's a lot easier than wiring up a lot of individual LEDs. That LED tape worked really good again, lit up that whole saucer really nice. So anyway, that's the progress. Tomorrow I'll be spending some time. I'll get the saucer put together and get the edges of that all sealed up and do my final fixing and repairing all my light leaks here and there. And I've got a little bit of work here to do. I noticed that this one nacelle was a little bit crooked, so I broke it loose and re-glued it, and I've got to refill the seam back in on it again. But all in all, really happy with it. And then once all that's done, all the touch-up is done, I'll come back and start doing the rest of this Aztec decal work, which is a lot of it. And that's really going to bring it to life. All the little lifeboat decals will be put on, and all the markings and everything like that. So it should be pretty well sealed up then, and then I'll just be waiting to finish up my base for it. Matt over at Laser Fire is doing me another lit up plaque for this one like I had on the Reliant, so that's going to be pretty cool. Anyway, there's the Enterprise D progress, and I may have another video tomorrow night showing the saucer kind of finished up, see how things go, and hope you guys enjoy it. Until I see you the next time, everybody, happy modeling, guys.